as we are here to read a story. But not just any story. This is a story about a whore who snuck out and sucked some dick. Alright. There was once a rich man whose wife lay sick, and when she felt her end drawing near, she called to her only daughter to come near her bed and said, "Dear child, be good and pious, and God will always take care of you. And I will look down upon you from heaven and will be with you." And then she closed her eyes and fucking died. The maiden went every day to her mother's grave and wept, and was always pious and good. When the winter came, the snow covered the grave with a white covering, and when the sun came in the early spring and melted it away, the man took to himself another wife. The new wife brought 2 daughters home with her, and they were beautiful and fair in appearance, but at heart were black and ugly. That's not the right combination of words right there. And then began very evil times for the poor stepdaughter. "Is the stupid creature to sit in the same room with us?" said they. "Those who eat food must earn it. She is nothing but a kitchen maid." They took away her pretty dresses and put on her old gray kirtle and gave her a wooden pair of shoes. "Just look now at the proud princess, how she is decked out," cried they, laughing. And then they sent her into the kitchen. There she was obliged. There she was obliged to do heavy work from. Shut the fuck up. From morning to night. Get up early in the morning, draw water, and make the fires, cook and wash. Besides that, the sisters did their utmost to torment her, mocking her, and strewing peas and lentils among the ashes, and setting her to pick them up. In the evenings, when she was quite tired and out with her hard days of work, she had no bed to lie in, but was obliged to rest on the hearth among the cinders, and because she always looked dusty and dirty, as if she had slept in cinders, they named her Cinderella bitch-ass. It happened one day that the father went to the fair, and he asked his 2 stepdaughters what he should bring back for them. "Fine clothes," said one. "Pearls and jewels," said the other. "But what will you have Cinderella bitch-ass?" said he. "The first twig, father, that strikes against your hat on the way home. That is what I should like you to bring me." So he brought forth 2 stepdaughters, fine clothes, pearls and jewels, and on his way back, as the road through a green lane, a hazel twig struck against his hat, and he broke it off and carried it home with him. And when he reached home, he gave the 2 stepdaughters what they have wished for, and to Cinderella he gave the hazel twig. She thanked him and went to her mother's grave, and planted this twig there, weeping so bitterly that the tears fell upon it and watered it, and it flourished and became a fine tree. Cinderella went to see it 3 times a day, and wept and prayed, and each time a white bird rose up from the tree, and if she uttered any wish, the bird brought her whatever she had wished for. Now it came to pass that the king obtained a festival that should last for 3 days, and to which all the beautiful young women of that country are bidden, so that the king's son might choose a bride from among them. When the 2 stepdaughters heard that they too were bidden, to appear, they felt very pleased, and they called Cinderella and said, "Comb our hair, brush our shoes, and make our buckles fast. We are going to the wedding feast at the king's castle."
I'm gonna flip the page.
When she had heard this, Cinderella could not help crying, for she too would like to have to go to the dance, and she begged her stepmother to allow her.
"What, you Cinderella bitch ass?" said she. "In your dust and dirt, dirty ass." In your In your dirt, I gotta finish the line, but I can't make it past it. "In your dirty dirt, bitch ass, you wanna go to the festival? You don't even have shoes, you dumbass bitch, and you wanna dance with no shoes, no dress, but you persist and smell like shit, you bitch ass bitch and bitch."
But as she persisted in asking, at least the stepmother said, "I have strewn the dish full of lentils in the ash, and if you can pick them all up again in 2 hours, you may go with us." Then the maiden went to the back door and led into the garden and called out, "Oh, gentle doves, oh, turtle doves, and all the birds that the lentils that in the ash lie, come and pick up for me. The good must be put in the dish. The bad you may eat if you wish." Then there came to the kitchen window 2 white doves, and after them some turtle doves, and at least a crowd of all the birds under heaven, chirping and fluttering, and all aligned among the ashes. And the doves nodded with their heads, and began to peck. And then all the others began to, you guessed it, peck, and put all the good grains into the dish. Before an hour was over, all was done, and they flew away. Then the maiden brought the dish to her stepmother, feeling joyful and thinking now she should get to go to the feast. But her stepmom said,
"No, Cinderella bitch ass, you have no proper clothes, and you do not know how to dance, dumbass bitch, and you would be laughed at."
And when Cinderella cried for disappointment, she added, "If I could please pick 2 dishes full of lentils out of the ash, nice and clean, you shall go with us." Thinking to herself, for that is not possible. When she had strewed 2 dishes full of lentils among the ashes, the maiden went through the back door into the garden and cried, "Oh, gentle doves, oh, turtle doves, and all the birds that be, the lentil that lie in the ash, come pick it for me. The good must be put in the dish, and the bad you may eat as you wish." Green eggs and ham. So there came to the kitchen window 2 white doves and some turtle doves, same shit, different day, and at least a crowd of all the other birds under the heavens, chirping and fluttering. They aligned the ash, blah blah blah, they pecked and picked. Yeah, I'm not reading that again. And before all in half an hour was over, it was all done, and they flew away, and the maiden took the dishes to the stepmother, feeling joyful again, and thinking that now she can go to the feast. But she said,
"All this is no good to you, and you cannot come with us, for you have no proper clothes and cannot dance, dumb bitch, and you would put us to shame."
And then she turned to her back to poor Cinderella, and made haste, and set off with her 2 proud daughters. And as there was no one left in the house, Cinderella went to the mother's grave under the hazel bush and cried, little tree, shake over me with that big booty juicy egg." "That silver and gold may come down and cover me." Then the bird threw down a dress of gold and silver, and a pair of slippers embroidered with silk and silver. And in haste she put on the dress and went to the festival. But her stepmother and sister did not know her, and thought she must have been a foreign princess. She looked so beautiful in her golden dress. Of Cinderella bitch ass they never thought at all. and supposed that she was sitting at home and picking the lentils out of ash. The king's son came to meet her and took her by the hand and danced with her, and she refused to stand up with anyone else, so that he might be obliged to go let her hand. God damn. And when anyone came to claim it, he answered, "She is my partner." And when the evening came, she wanted to go home, but the prince said, "Nah, I ain't got a piece of that pussy, you bitch ass bitch." He would go with her to take care of her, for he wanted to see where the beautiful maiden lived. But she escaped him and jumped up into pigeon house. She jumped in a fucking house. Then the prince waited until the father came and told him the strange maiden that had jumped out of the fucking house. Dumbass bitch. Oh god. The father thought to himself, it surely cannot be Cinderella, bitch ass. And called for axes and hatches and had the pigeon house cut down, and there was no one in it. And when they entered the house, there sat Cinderella in her dirty clothes among the cinder, and a little oil lamp burnt dimly in the chimney. For Cinderella had been very quick and jumped out of the pigeon house, and again had run to the hazel bush. There she had taken off her beautiful dress and had laid it on the grave, and the birds had carried it away. And then she had to put her little grey kirtle on again, and had sat down in the kitchen among the cinders. The next day, when the festival began anew, and the parents and stepsisters had gone to it, Cinderella bitch ass went to the hazel bush and cried, little tree, shake over me, that silver and gold may come down and cover me." Then the bird cast down a still more splendorful dress onto the day before, and she appeared in it among the guests. Everyone was astonished at her beauty. The prince had been waiting until she came, and he took her hand and danced with her alone. And when anyone else came to invite her, he said, "She is my partner." And when the evening came, she wanted to go home, and the prince followed her, for he wanted to see what the house she belonged in. But she broke away from him again, ran into the garden, and at the back of the house there stood a fine large tree bearing splendorful pears. She leaped as slightly as a squirrel among the trees and the branches, and the prince did not know what he had become of her. So he waited until the father came, when he told him that the strange maiden had rushed from him yet again, and that he thought he had gone up into the pear tree. The father thought to himself, "It surely cannot be Cinderella, bitch ass," and called for an axe and felled the tree. But there was no one in it. And then they went into the kitchen. There sat Cinderella again amongst the cinders as usual, for she had got down the other side of the tree, yada yada yada, went back home. Now she's picking shit from fucking fireplace again. And anyway, Cinderella bitch ass went back up to the tree and said, little tree, shake that bitch ass all over me, give me silver and gold and cover me." Yeah. Then the birds cast down a dress, the like of which had never been seen before. Splendid and more brilliant, it's the same fucking thing. She just getting a prettier dress every time. Anyway, summing it up. And when she appeared in this dress at the feast, nobody knew what to say for wonderment. The prince danced with her alone, and if anyone else asked her, he answered, "She is my partner, and you're not gonna fucking take her, bitch." And when it in the evening, Cinderella bitch ass wanted to go home, and the prince rode with her and ran so quickly that he could not follow her, but had the laid plan. Here we go, plot twist. But he had a laid plan and had caused all the steps to be spread with pitch. As she rushed down from the left shoe of the maiden remained sticking onto it. The prince picked it up and saw that it was made of gold and very small and slender. The next morning, he went to the father and told him that none should be his bride, save the one whose foot of golden shoe would fit. The two sisters were very glad because they had pretty feet. The eldest... The eldest went to her room to try on the shoe, and her mother stood by, but she could not get her great toe into it, for those shoes was too small. Then her mother handed her a knife and said, "Cut that bitch off." For when you are queen, you will never have to go on foot. So the girl cut her toe off, squeezed her foot into the shoe, concealed the pain, and went down to the prince. Then he took her on his horse as his bride and rode off. They had to pass by the grave, and there sat the pigeons on the hazel bush and cried, "There they go! There they go! There is blood on her shoe. The shoe is too small, not the right bride at all." Then the prince looked at her shoe and saw the blood flowing, and he turned his horse around and took the false bride home again, saying she was not the right one, and that other sister must try on the shoe. So she went into her room to do so and got her toes comfortably in, but her heel was too large. Then her mother handed her a knife and said, "Cut a piece of that bitch-ass heel off, and when you're queen, you don't have to be on your feet again, motherfucker." So the girl cut a piece of her heel off and thrust her foot into the shoe, concealed the pain, and went down to the prince, who took his bride before him on his horse and rode off. How many times is this bitch gonna have to turn around? When they passed the hazel bush, the two pigeons sat there and cried, there they go, blood on shoe, that's the wrong blood, blah blah blah. Yeah. Then the prince looked at her foot and saw the blood flowing again, and they said, "That's not the right one," and he went back and said, "Bring me the other daughter." "No," said the man, "only my dead wife left behind her little stunted Cinderella bitch ass." Damn. It is impossible that she can be the bride, but the king's son ordered her to be sent for, but the mother said, "Oh no, she is much too dirty. I could not let her be seen, but he would have her fetched." And so Cinderella bitch ass had appeared. First, she washed her face and hands quite clean, and went into the courtesy of the prince, who held out to her the golden shoe. When she sat down on the stool, drew her foot out into the heavy wooden shoe, and slipped it into the golden one, which fitted it perfectly. And when she stood up, the prince looked in her face. He knew again the beautiful maiden that had danced with him, and he cried, "This is the right bride!" The stepmother and the two sisters were thunderstruck and grew pale with anger. But he put Cinderella before him on his horse and rode off, and they passed the hazel bush yet the fuck again. The two white pigeons cried, there they go, no blood on her shoe, the shoe's not too small, the right bride she is after all." Ah, fuck! With the rhymes. And when they had thus cried, they came flying after and perched on Cinderella's bitch-ass shoulders, one on the right and the other on the left, and so remained. And when her wedding with the prince was appointed to be held, the false sisters came, hoping to carry favor and to take part in festivities. As the bridal processions went to the church, the eldest walked on the right side and the younger on the left. And the pigeons picked out their fucking eyes. Damn. So picked out an eye on each of them. And they returned the elder was on the left and on the right of the younger one. And the pigeons picked out the other eyes. And so they condemned to go blind for the rest of their days because of their wickedness and falsehood. The end. Wow.
Fuck me, I knew that. Wow. Yeah, fuck me.
Yeah, baby, woo! That's what we're looking for.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're going out.